Hey guys, and welcome back to Castle Crush, and today we're going to again be playing with the #1 player's deck, and today it is a player called Morbus Kron, and they have a Valkyrie deck. Here you can see they are the #1 player. As of today, it changes, which is why we could keep doing this series. And this is a Valkyrie deck that they have that they're playing with, and Valkyrie Orcs Horde seems to be the top end card that they have in this deck. Orcs Horde is a pretty solid card in certain situations, and they have Demon, which is a frequently used card, I would say. Shaman, some other good cards in there as well. Vampire. So let's get in here and give this one a try and just kind of see how it flows, see what it's all about, and why it might be used by the #1 player in Castle Crush currently. So starting off here, I'm getting kind of rushed and having a little bit of a difficult time in this match. So I decided to just kind of go after whatever I can. Kind of an interesting one here. I mean, this is a fairly common looking rush setup. The fact that they have protection there and that they chose to use it without, say, a Reaper, for example, is interesting. But it's being effective nonetheless, so I think that's pretty interesting. They happen to sort of catch me in a weird spot, so I'm going to try and get my Valkyrie out there, and now maybe we can finally take over and kind of push this through a little bit. Yeah, I think we're doing better now. Let's see. Can this fire elemental? Yes, it is able to get through there. However, my health is very low, and here is Orcs Horde in a clutch spot. So the biggest problem here is the fact that... Ooh. Dangerous. I need to block that pirate, like, right now. Pirate's still just a small amount of space away from getting me. And the biggest problem here is that they have Genie, and I have not much health left. So I have to be very careful. I'm, like, saving some cards in my hand in case they play Genie, but they didn't have another Genie, so I got lucky there. Interesting. So let's try this one out. And my opponent playing some kind of annoying stuff, so we're going to just take this out with Demon before that Siege Ballista can get too annoying. And then, should I play Vampire here or not? I don't play with Vampire very often, so I'm a little confused on exactly the top way to play it. So I guess we'll focus on the lane without an Angel. Gust of Wind. Okay. So they use Giant Growth. That lane's going to be hard to stop. I don't have a Black Witch. A Giant Growth deck in general could be hard to stop because I don't have Black Witch. So I'm wondering what I should do here. I think we're going to try and just focus down this... Well, I don't know. So they Gust of Wind. Let's go for that top lane, really get rid of that Mud Elemental Phoenix stack. And this is what I didn't quite catch. I didn't quite catch this in the live match when I played this, but they were using Resurrection. I just was really not expecting it, so I wasn't focusing very much on that top lane because I thought I had it handled, and I never really caught that I just got tunnel visioned and didn't catch that they had resurrected that whole thing. And I think if I had, I would have focused it more carefully because it had the most dangerous cards. And yeah, at this point I realized I was done for pretty much. So very interesting there. Really, the resurrection just caught me off guard, and I wasn't expecting it. But it goes to show you can't get too tunnel visioned on the board. Have to constantly be paying attention to what your opponent is doing. So, what should I do here? Should I play the Vampire? I guess let's try and do that. Use it to take down the Golem. Another person using Genie. Honestly, this card is kind of annoying when it gets used against you, but I'm going to ignore it for right now. Focus down other stuff first, because I don't want them to get that sort of tank range setup going. The Genie is sort of a standalone card that's a little easier to deal with than a pirate behind a golem, for example. So now we can play Orc's Horde and hopefully throw these guys back. Metamorph. That's a good card to use against my deck. And we're under a lot of pressure in that top lane. I'm kind of wondering what exactly I want to do. Let's get rid of the Phoenix and that Shaman. I think that's a good value play there. And now we can start taking out the top lane. And there we go. I think we really turned this one around, honestly. Depends what they play next, but it seems like they have a lot of tank cards, so it might take them a while to set their whole strategy back up now that I got rid of it. So I think we're in the clear here, unless they pull out a dragon. Yep. Good win there. We had to really fight back in that one. Another Siege Ballista user. I'm surprised how many there are. It's never been a card that I personally liked using, but there seems to be a group of people who do like using Siege Ballistas, so it's interesting. And I think we have a good setup on this match as well. Mostly because I've sort of gotten on top of them before they could really get set up too well. And the Siege Ballista, without any distance to play it, isn't really a good card at all. So it only really works if you can get some space with something in front of it. I've been a little underwhelmed with triplets, to be honest with you. I don't really know what it directly counters. Most things it goes one-on-one against, it seems to lose, like the individual warriors. So I guess it's more of just a pressure card. I don't, like, somebody who's used triplets needs to explain to me exactly how you are supposed to use them, because I never know what to play them against. I usually just play triplets if, like, in a situation where I'm like trying to somehow get board positioning. I don't know. Or just keep pressure on them. Works good against Shaman. So, Mud Elemental right off the bat here. I'm very cautious about this given that previous match I lost against a giant growth deck. So I'm trying to get really on top of this one immediately. They have a Boneyard down, which is doing damage to my castle. But we're doing more damage, so let's go all in on that. Block some. Ooh, Skull Queen. This could get difficult, but we've got good damage on them. That's the thing with Boneyard. It's a great offensive card, but it doesn't provide any defense usually. Like, especially when it's played like that, so. I put out triplets there. They get Boneyard. I mean, I guess it's applying good pressure. Another Skull Queen deck, but once again, kind of caught them out of position. And there goes the Skull Queen, just like that. Boom, take out the skeletons. This was a low-level player, but even still, I think I'm kind of starting to get the hang of this deck. I haven't used Orc's Horde much in actual ranked play, but I've heard it's pretty good. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, interesting deck. Wasn't the most natural feeling deck to me, but I'm glad I gave it a shot, and I think we'll sort of keep this series going maybe, if people like it. Might do some more of these if there are some more decks, because honestly, the deck tends to change pretty often. That's the top player's deck. Especially earlier in the season, it tends to change a lot. So, yeah, there it is. So leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments and what other types of content I should create. Maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel. And thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for more videos.